14 hours after stepping off his flight, Asset 23 was standing inside this installation. His phone was confiscated, his communication with the outside world was severed, and his passport was gone. Deep within the autonomous, lawless border regions of Southeast Asia, international criminal syndicates have quietly erected these massive, state-of-the-art corporate fortresses. To a casual satellite observer, the sprawling complexes resemble modern tech hubs or localized economic processing zones. They feature multi-story office buildings, commercial food halls, and high-density residential blocks. But the perimeter security grid tells an entirely different story. These facilities are completely sealed by reinforced concrete barriers, armed military checkpoints, and rows of razor wire facing inward. Inside these hidden walls, thousands of high-velocity computers run 24 hours a day, generating billions of dollars in untraceable automated revenue. This is not a rogue tech startup or a standard cyber attack node. It is an industrial-scale financial slaughterhouse. Today, we follow the paper trail, analyze the geopolitical border maps, and breach the raw blueprints of the compound cities built for global cyber slavery. To understand how a network of international criminal syndicates constructed a global fraud empire inside an active war zone, we must examine the specific mechanics of human procurement. The system does not target typical street criminals. It targets highly educated, bilingual tech graduates struggling to navigate the post-pandemic global economy. By placing the case trajectory of Asset 23 under a forensic microscope, we see the trap unfold. In late 2022, Asset 23 was a 23-year-old software engineer searching for employment online. He encountered a highly polished corporate listing on a prominent job board for a customer service position at a digital marketing firm in Bangkok, Thailand. The contract promised a tax-free salary of $3,000 a month, full corporate housing, and an immediate relocation visa. For an entry-level graduate facing an economic bottleneck, it appeared to be an unassailable career path. Asset 23 signed the contract, boarded a commercial flight, and arrived at Bangkok's international airport. The moment Asset 23 stepped out of the terminal, the corporate veneer evaporated. He was met not by HR representatives, but by private transit drivers who seized his passport under the guise of visa processing. Asset 23 was placed into an enclosed van and driven 7 hours away from the capital, moving deep into the militarized border zones. At the edge of the Moe River, armed men in mismatched military uniforms forced him onto a wooden boat, ferrying him across the water into rebel-held territory in Myanmar. He had been systematically stripped of his civilian identity. He was no longer a software engineer. He was an undocumented piece of human cargo, sold to a syndicate for $10,000 to be processed inside a compound known as KK Park. When Asset 23 was marched through the gates of KK Park, he was assigned a workstation on a massive high-density factory floor. The layout of the room was engineered for maximum psychological control. Hundreds of young trafficked individuals sat side by side in absolute silence, operating under the constant surveillance of armed floor guards. Asset 23 was handed a script manual and a bank of 10 mobile devices preloaded with cloned social media profiles, deepfake video software, and access to a synthetic cryptocurrency trading platform. The business blueprint these syndicates deployed is known in Mandarin as Sha Ju Pan, translated literally as pig butchering. The mechanics require the trafficked worker to build an elaborate, weeks-long digital relationship with an unsuspecting target, typically located in Western Europe or North America. Asset 23 was forced to spend 16 hours a day text chatting on WhatsApp and Tinder, masquerading as a wealthy, successful female investor. The script layout is ruthlessly clinical. First, the worker induces the grooming phase, building intense romantic trust and exploiting the target's loneliness. Once the emotional connection is locked, the worker moves to the fattening phase. Asset 23 was instructed to casually mention his massive financial returns on a new, exclusive crypto trading application. Under the script's guidance, the victim is persuaded to deposit a small initial sum, perhaps $500. The application looks entirely legitimate, complete with real-time tracking graphs. In reality, the entire platform is a simulated mirage. The back-end software allows the compound managers to manually type any number onto the victim's screen. When the victim sees their balance instantly double, the psychological trap snaps shut. The user is manipulated into depositing their entire life savings, home equity, and retirement funds into the system. But the moment the victim attempts to withdraw their cash, the final phase of the blueprint activates. The platform locks the account, demanding a 30% tax fee to unfreeze the funds. The machine extracts the final drop of liquidity, deletes the profiles, and leaves the target financially decimated. For the trafficked workers inside the compound, the office floor represents a terminal prison. If an asset like Asset 23 failed to meet his mandatory daily quota of finding 2 new victims, or if he was caught attempting to photograph his surroundings, the syndicate's internal security matrix activated immediately. The structural boundaries of the city are completely insulated from local state law enforcement. United Nations Special Rapporteur reports filed on these specific networks documented systematic physical coercion, severe sensory deprivation, and forced labor conditions meeting the strict legal threshold for crimes against humanity. Under international law, rooms intentionally left completely off the official corporate floor plans were utilized by security enforcers to punish targets. If a worker's financial extraction metrics completely flatlined, the syndicate viewed them as a non-performing debt. They would list the individual's profile on private, encrypted Telegram channels, selling them to adjacent compounds further down the river for a premium price to reset their initial human procurement costs. The entire compound city operated with absolute cold corporate efficiency, maximizing digital output, minimizing human maintenance costs, and processing bodies to secure the data stream. The systemic dismantling of the cyber scam compound cities cannot be achieved through standard digital firewalls or international banking sanctions. It has required direct, high-stakes kinetic interventions. Throughout late 2023 and 2024, a series of targeted cross-border operations involving international intelligence task forces and local border militias executed a wave of incursions along the Moe River. These operations breached the perimeter gates, leading to the coordinated extraction of hundreds of trapped workers from individual installations, including Asset 23. The local networks were temporarily fractured, and several high-level syndicate leaders were extradited to face trial. But the geographical blueprints of these installations remain entirely functional. As of 2025, the United Nations estimates that over 220,000 people remain actively trapped inside cyber scam compounds across Southeast Asia. Recruitment advertisements for these exact operations appeared on international job boards as recently as last month. The individual fortresses may have been breached, but the code for global exploitation remains actively running in the dark.